Welcome everybody to our YPlexus call tonight. I am so excited that you guys have joined us. It's very exciting to see all these faces and see everybody show up, even just to listen and hear our stories because they always get me. This is literally the reason why I keep sharing, why I can't stop talking about it. I'm Janessa Mitchell. I am a senior Ruby ambassador with Plexus, and I have been doing this almost 8 years. And that's a testament to these wonderful stories that always show up and they never sound like mine. And it's so empowering to see like all the different health aspects that Plexus can conquer. I started when I was 3 months postpartum with my first son. I've got 4 kids now, so it was a while ago. I was tired. My gut sucked. I'd been in the hospital in my early 20s with some undiagnosed gut stuff that the doctors had told me looked like Crohn's, but it wasn't. And they basically sent me on my way, telling me I was too young to be this sick and no real answers. I'm a massage therapist by trade, and I was working in chiropractic offices where I had lots of quality supplements that I hear time and time again of people like, oh, yeah, I'm on such and such. I'm like, that's great. I've heard of that. I've actually been on that. And nothing had touched my issues until I found Plexus. A friend reached out to me and said, hey, I know you've been trying all the things. This is something that has helped me conquer her issues. I think you should give it a try. So I said yes. And I noticed within the first week that my brain fog lifted. I mean, I was postpartum 3 months. And so my brain fog lifted. The weight started falling off. My mood started balancing. I started going to the bathroom every day. I didn't know you were supposed to eliminate every day, at least once a day. That was a huge game changer for me. I have suffered with anxiety, depression most of my life, pretty deep, dark pits. And I can confidently say that I have not seen that in at least 5 years. It did take time, like time and consistency to get to where I'm at, where I was still seeing some panic attacks, but they got less and less and less. I haven't seen the dark pits that I used to see all the time. And I am so grateful because that is so life changing. If you've ever had to battle with that, it has, it, I can't even say how incredible it is. So super awesome. I started sharing right away because I just had my son and I wanted to stay home with my babies and I had seen results very quickly. So I started sharing and I haven't had to pay for my products since, which has been such a huge blessing for my family. And now being a consistent senior Ruby, I've been able to bring in an income that has been more than what I was making as a massage therapist. So it's very, very exciting and a huge blessing on all fronts because financial issues can become health issues and vice versa, all the things, right? Back and forth with that. So I'm super grateful for that, which is, yeah, why I keep sharing. Okay, and we get to hear from some other stories. I want to first introduce my friend, Colina. We met, as I say met, I was a baby. She actually watched my brother when I was being born. So super cool to get to reconnect after all these years. And I can't wait for you guys to hear her wonderful story.
Yeah, we were in the hospital when you were born.
You were? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And your mom was
That is
there when my daughter was born in the hospital. But anyway, yes, my name is Colina. I'm 58 years old. I've been doing Plexus for 2.5 years almost, and I'm a senior silver. And before I started Plexus, I was about as miserable as you could be. I had crippling chronic pain. I could hardly do anything, head to toe, muscles, joints, all of it. It was awful. And my feet, I had plantar fasciitis, so I could hardly walk. I had raging migraines since I was a kid, and I had acid reflux so bad I couldn't swallow food. So like when I first started Plexus, I was dumping my capsules in my smoothies, but I can do it now. I can swallow them now. But anyway, I had just had a birthday and I had been watching Janessa sharing on Facebook and with her pink drink while she was pregnant. And I saw all these nurses doing Plexus and people in the medical field. And I thought, I'm going to try it. So I messaged Janessa and I said, hook me up with that money back guarantee. And she got me a smoking deal. And I started with the triplex and I noticed things pretty quickly and I started feeling so much better and I started having more energy and I was sleeping better and my pain and inflammation was like going away. I mean, I could make a fist again. My hands felt normal. I just felt so much better. And my husband couldn't believe it. And he wanted in on it. So he's doing Plexus too. And when I had some family members and some friends sign up with me, so that has allowed me to get my products paid for. And I couldn't be happier. I am so glad I did this. I mean, that's my only regret is I didn't do it sooner, like way sooner. Like I wish I had this since I was born. But yeah, it's I take all the Plexus products. I just love all of it, everything. I've never felt better in my entire life,
Yeah,
honestly.
you were super blessed where you had results right away too. Like where and
Mhm.
yours were incredible. The way that your inflammation decreased and the pain went away and just your everyday life stuff. I mean, I know we've been talking for years, but I didn't know the extent of all of what you had been dealing with. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
goes for so many people, right? Like a lot of people suffer in silence and they don't share all of the things
Yeah, and that's
with
just in a
everybody in their life.
nutshell.
So,
Yeah.
right, right. And that's
Because
just the tip
I
of
could
it, which
go,
is just
yeah, I could go on and on.
share all day about it. I could too, I
Yep.
get it.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many other things. That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And I'm so happy that
Yeah,
you said yes,
yeah.
finally.
I am so happy
All
too.
right. Love that. Okay, next we get to hear from my friend Reba, who I finally got to meet in real life this last summer. So that's super cool.
Thank you. Yeah, so my name's Reba, and I have been taking Plexus products for about 8 years. And I experimented with the first product I tried was probiotics, mostly because BK kept sharing about them, and I'm a longtime probiotic user, so I was like, why not? I would like to try the probiotics, and I was so impressed with how they were put together and designed that I kept looking at the other products. And at the time, I was looking for a good magnesium. I have SVT, which means my heart can go into tachycardia, like from a resting heart rate up to like 160 to 200 beats a minute without a whole lot of warning. And I was looking for something to support my heart and so that I hopefully could help control that. And I had tried a magnesium with too many milligrams. I was getting palpitations. With not enough, with less, I was feeling nothing. And so I was kind of striking out in that area. And the BioCleanse is a great source of magnesium. So I tried it. I tried it for a whole year, and I tracked I always track my SVT episodes on a calendar. And when I looked back at the end of the year, I realized that I had had like a third of the episodes that I typically would have, and they were much shorter. They converted much faster. And now that I've been on BioCleanse for years, I'm way less sensitive to my triggers. I have a lot less tachycardia. They convert so quickly. So my quality of life has gone up significantly with that. And then I added in Slim and Vital Biome. That was huge for hormone balance, for mood support, and just being able to parent the way I want to parent as opposed to reacting and flying off the handle. I was able to self-regulate a little bit and deal with the chaos better and just be who I want to be. And then one that I didn't know that I needed or didn't think about was ease. I heard about ease and I was curious about it,
I
but
love these.
yes, but I wanted to try it with
Oh, I'm
I kind
sorry.
of wanted to try it for free. So I used my perk points and got it for free. And I started at 2 capsules a day. It wasn't really telling a big difference. And the reason I was trying it is I had herniated a disc in my 20s. And so I had a degenerated disc since then. And when I got into my early 40s, I would get up out of bed and like the first couple steps, I was like not completely straight. Like I was super stiff. And I was like, I am not old enough to be feeling like a stiff old lady. So I had tried it. And then when I bumped up to 4 capsules a day, I was actually on a 2-week camping trip and I fully expected to be uncomfortable because I would be sleeping in our trailer for 2 weeks. And I felt great. I felt great. I remember calling a couple different people and being like, you need to know about this ease. It's so great. It's working so great. So I was eventually able to back down to a maintenance dose and now sometimes more like as needed. But one of the things I love is I had a thermogram this this year. And so I actually have imaging that shows that not only do I feel better and not getting out of bed stiff anymore, I have imaging that shows that I do not have the same amount of inflammation that I used to have. I used to have 3 spots of significant inflammation in my back. Now I have 1 little spot. So it is slowly decreasing. And it took several years, but I am seeing results. So that's really encouraging. And I feel great. So, you know, to be older and my back feel better than I did in my 30s, that's awesome. And I wish that I had gotten my products to pay for themselves much earlier. I didn't share for a really long time. And then when I did, it took a couple months to find 3 friends that wanted to take the products too. But when I shared my referral link with 3 people, I got to silver and I got a paycheck of over like $160 and realized that it was real cash. Like I wanted to know, like, okay, was this real, or are we talking like here a little, there a little, like $5 here and there? But it was real cash. And so now it significantly covers the cost of our products. So I wish I had done it earlier. Wish I'd used that referral link earlier.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So that's with the referral link, that's completely separate from what you mentioned, which were perk points. And you use your perk points to get your ease. And the perk, like they're separate. So you earn cash with your referral link. And then you also earn perk points with your normal orders that go through. So you can still get free products even if you're not using your referral link, which is super cool. It just kind of adds on top of each other. Ease was the one that got my husband, made him a believer. He was like, yeah, okay, I know you're feeling better, but it wasn't until Ease that he was like, wait a minute, I've taken prescription pain meds, anti-inflammatories, and nothing touched his college wrestling injuries until Ease. And then he was like, I don't even notice. I don't even notice that my shoulders and knees hurt, which was just, it was incredible. Okay, our last story tonight that we have is Bethany, who I got to meet this last summer in Vegas. This summer in Vegas this year. And I'm so excited to hear your story.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. So yes, I started the products when my second baby was little over a year old, 1.5 years. And the reason I got started is because I was struggling with my hair was like continually falling out. And you know how when your baby's 3 months, you expect your hair to fall out, totally normal. But after a year, it shouldn't still be doing that. And it continued to fall out to the point where it was thinning. My cycles had come back and they were getting increasingly more painful. And I'm like, that's not normal. And I was dealing with moments of when I was nursing her, feeling a lot of depression, anxiety, where I had never really dealt with that before. It was like this cloud of impending doom pressing down on me, like something horrible was going to happen. And I remember sitting there with my perfect little baby girl. She was such a good baby. Just crying and being like, why do I feel this way? And it wasn't until it took me a little while to start putting all the pieces of the puzzle together and realize like, okay, I'm dealing with a hormone imbalance. And that also explains the wild mood swings that I'm dealing with when it comes to being a mom and, you know, ragey mom mood swings. So all the things put together, I'm like, I think I'm dealing with a hormone imbalance. And then my aunt was telling me about PLEXUS and these supplements and how they help your gut and balance your blood sugar, and how when you balance your blood sugar, that helps balance your insulin. And I did not know, and a lot of people don't know, that insulin is your master hormone. So when you balance that, it helps to have this trickle down domino effect of balancing your other hormones as well. So I got started. It took me 4.5 months. I detoxed first. I also got pregnant, so I was having morning sickness at the same time. So who knows what was what, but it took me 4.5 months of using the products before I really noticed something where I was like, okay, now that's the products. And that was when my husband offered me a second fresh baked biscuit out of the oven, still warm with jam. And I was like, nah, I've had enough. And I'd only had one. And that was extremely unusual for me. I thought I just didn't have any self-control. And I know now I had sugar and carb cravings, and I did not realize that that was it. And that also explains, well, anyway, moving on. So he offered that to me and I was like, nah, I've had enough. And he was like, who are you? And what did you do with my wife? Because he knew that wasn't normal. And I was like, oh, it's the PLEXUS. It's gotta be. That's the only thing it can be, especially when you're pregnant, right? So anyway, fast forward through that pregnancy, my postpartum recovery with that third child was so different than my other recoveries. I say that the Lord knew what he was doing when he gave me Plexus, because that was my fussiest baby ever. He didn't like to sleep, but I bonded with him so well because I wasn't dealing with the hormone issues, all the ups and downs. I enjoyed sitting down and nursing him. And so that's why when I tell people that Plexus made me a better mom, I mean it quite literally. Like, I bonded with my baby so much better and enjoyed that time with them, enjoyed that postpartum season with them. And since then, I mean, on top of that, my immune system is way stronger. I don't catch all the colds and flus that I used to. My daughter, who was a baby when I started, was a year and a half old when I started. She also, interestingly enough, has had the most issues, which tells me my gut was unhealthy when she was in utero. She had seasonal allergies. She had eczema. Those things are all gone. I've given her some of the products. Those things are all gone. And my dandruff and my itchy toes also are no longer an issue, which we know those are yeast issues, right? So thankfully, those have significantly improved as well. As far as after, like, when I got started, I told my sister right away. She got started right away because she had already been hearing about it from my aunt. And then it took a little while because I was very, very tentative about posting on Facebook or talking about it. But I did do it some, like probably once a week in the beginning or something. I don't know. And eventually, I think it took about 6 months, had a friend from church who saw my post and was like, hey, I kind of want to try that stuff. And another old friend from long ago who we reconnected, and she was like, yeah, I want to do that. And they both saw great results as well. So after that, getting those bonuses that you get when you reach your first rank, I recognized, I was like, you know what? This is something that I, as a stay-at-home mom with 3 little kids, this is something I can do. I can use my time well and discipline myself to make time for this business. A lot of people feel like they're too busy. You have time for what you want time for. And I wanted time for this because our family was in a difficult situation financially. And I'm so thankful that I made that choice. So thankful. So that's a bit of my story.
That is awesome. I love hearing that. And honestly, the theme of it is you get a quality of life. Like, that's what this brings you, is quality of life. It's bonding with your baby. It's being able to walk your dogs. It's being able to be the mom that you want to be and take out all of that. And it's incredible. Or the dad, or the wife, the husband, all of that. I saw that men can take these products too. Absolutely. If you have a gut, you can take these products. There's a kids line. There is something for everyone. You just talk to your Plexus friend that invited you, who, if they don't know the answer, they know someone that knows the answer. We can get those things for you. Everything about this is so personalized to you because we are all made different, and which does take some troubleshooting because we got to figure out your body. But that's the cool thing about it, is that we get to personalize this with you, which is why it's set up this way, that you get to have a Plexus friend with you along that journey. So I'm going to close up here because we are going to end our time. Respect everybody's time. Thank you so much for showing up. We do have sales going on right now. That just announced today. So there is $1 memberships, enrollment fees. That's for an annual membership, like your Costco or Amazon, that you pay to get the best prices on your products. You also get 10% off of your entire order until the end of the month. You can also get a free reset, which is our 3-day nutritionally supported fast. It is worth $89. You can get that for free with the purchase of a triplex and trim combo. Ask your Plexus friend about that. Triplex is pretty general, where everybody that I know starts at the baseline for the products that you're going to begin how to heal your gut. So go talk to your friend who invited you. I can't wait to hear about your guys' story in the future, and just more and more healing, more and more quality of life, and more just sharing the goodness that is gut health. All right. It's so nice to see you guys. Thank you for showing up, and have a great night.